Okay? Which is what happens with most people's symptoms. They start out pretty mild, and they can take something to maybe alleviate that, and then the symptoms get worse, and then they have to go to stronger medications or stronger whatever it is, but things eventually get so bad that they can't handle them, and then they say, oh my gosh, what can I do to fix that? Okay? So what we need to do is put a halt in this system somewhere. In other words, stop the downward spiral. So, question, how does sugar affect our nutritional health? Okay, so one of the things I'd like to convey this evening is how much sugar affects your nutritional health. I don't know if you know how it works or what it does to your body, but sugar basically depletes your nutrition. And most of us have been brought up on sugar products, not only the blatant sugars, but even all the things you buy in a package they have, if you look at the ingredients, usually the second or third ingredient is high fructose corn syrup or some other type of sugar product. You know why they do that?
Tastes good.
Right, that's one reason. What's the other reason?
Makes you want more.
Yeah, they're addictive. They taste good, so we want to go buy them, and two, they're addictive, so we keep having to buy them. And there's no mistake. Okay, this is done on purpose. That's why they use these sugars, so that we want to keep buying their product. The problem is it's very harmful to our health. So if you look on the other side of your sugar quizzes, or on the next page, I should say, we have a little sheet that says 144 reasons why sugar ruins your health. And this is from Nancy Appleton's book about sugar. And if you look at this, just about everything you can imagine, sugar contributes to osteoporosis, 39. It causes food allergies, number 47. It can cause cardiovascular disease. It leads to high cholesterol. There's so many things that sugar affects that most people have no idea or have never realized. So to some degree, we have to, if we're going to look at our nutritional health, we have to look at how much sugar intake we have going in. Okay? So we have the same triangle as we had before. This time you notice I put sugar up at the top. Sugar causes nutritional deficiencies, which cause organ dysfunction, which, interestingly enough, causes more want for sugar. Some people, I've heard the argument, well, if my body wants it, it must mean I need it. And my answer to that is, well, you might be addicted to heroin. That doesn't mean it's good for you. Okay? It's an addiction. And by the way, I was married several years ago, and at the time, my wife had a couple of daughters, and the youngest one was 5, I think, at the time. And I remember this very clearly. Shelby was her name, and she wanted like a soda or something, and she was really crabby. And so finally she got this soda, and within a few minutes, she was like bouncing off the wall and elated. And then a little while later, she totally crashed, and she was like, "Arr!" And I thought, right then and there, I thought to myself, oh my God, that's a drug. Because there really is no difference. I mean, what is a drug? It changes your physiology, changes how what your experience is, and sugar does it. It's addictive. It changes the physiology. So, understand that. Does everyone got to understand what I'm talking about here? Sure.
Is this like a sugar that's found naturally in fruit or just refined sugar?
No, we're talking about refined sugar here.
So not like honey either?
No.
Okay.
No, although I will say this, most people have had so much sugar that even the natural sugars can start to affect the body just because the pancreas has had to deal with all the refined sugars. So now even the good sugars are too much. And the other thing is that fruit today is a lot sweeter than it was 50 years ago. It's different. So it's going to be a lot higher sugar content. So that's the caveat to that answer to that question. So what do we do about this? The method we use is called nutrition response testing. And some of the things I like about nutrition response testing is, one, it's inexpensive. For about the price of a blood test, I don't know if any of you have went out and got a blood test, but they're several $100s. And then you have information in this moment in time, which next week might be different. So to truly monitor what's going on in your body and your condition, you'd have to actually do a blood test, you know, every week or every few weeks to know what's changing. That's, you know, not feasible and unlikely that's going to happen. Plus, it takes several weeks usually to get the blood test back. So with nutrition response testing, it's so quick and so easy and really so cheap. We can find out exactly what's going on in the body today, and if I was to check you next week or the week after, then we could also monitor what's happening in the body ongoing and actually help you get better. As I said, it's quick. And the other thing about it, I can tell you, I'm very skeptical about different things. I've been around for a long time in this business, and to be honest with you, when I first was introduced to kinesiology, I was like, you know, I don't know about that. But when I went to this particular seminar and I got checked by the practitioner, they found actually parasites in my left kidney. And what I did after that was when I left the seminar, I went to 4 other different practitioners to see what they found, and they all found the same thing. So at that point, I was like, well, this seems to be pretty accurate. And then I've noticed when I started doing it, what I find on people, it's very accurate and it works very well and gets them better very easily. So let's talk a little bit about how nutrition response testing works. So I'm going to have Maritza come up and do a little example here. So what we use in nutrition response testing is kinesiology. So if I'm to place some pressure on Maritza's arm like this, she can hold her muscle and lock the muscle. Okay, we call that a locked muscle or locked indicator muscle. And what happens is, if I was then to put my hand over an organ like the thyroid gland, for instance, and it's struggling or having a hard time, the body brings its attention over there, and that muscle response will then go weak. So effectively, we could go throughout the body and check all the different areas, the reflex areas for the different organs, and find out exactly what organ needs help. Okay? In addition to that, we can actually use supplements to find out which supplements are going to help make that reflex strong. Okay? All right. Thank you, Maritza.